Halloween is finally coming. We are in a brand new spooky pretend graveyard, and I am once more a fiery creature who is clearly very ready for the Halloween season. This summer has been a wet winter washout crappiness in England. It never really happened, so I am ready for it to be actually autumn, and as such, I feel it is the time of gothic giving, because so many of you have been wonderfully generous to me around Halloween, because you know in England we don't get cool things in the shops really. I found this guy at a cheap shop locally. This little thing with a stripy straw. He makes me very happy, but in general we don't get cool stuff. And that means that on my PO box, most Halloweens, I've had really cool things coming in the post, so it seemed like the appropriate time right now to launch something which I have been planning for and knitting like a crazy person for a very long time, and that is going to be the dragon scale gloves coming back, and they are going to be coming back regularly. These exact babies, these right here, are going to belong to one of you, which is rather sad for me because this was a whole new design and an improved pattern that I've created, and I love these bitches and I don't want to part with them, but I'm gonna. But I have others here which I will show you throughout the course of this video. So roughly every 6 weeks, although with it being Halloween, I'm gonna do 2 pairs in a month. To kick this off, because Halloween, yay, and one of the pairs is very Halloweeny, as you will see in a minute. But basically, every 6 months, there are going to be gloves. If you have not met these gloves before, they are ASMR gloves. I recommend plugging in your headphones right about now. Check this out. There are so many satisfying noises you can make with these gloves, and you will find yourself perpetually stroking them because it feels so nice and it makes such a satisfying noise. They're kind of like fidget toy, ASMR, calming gloves that also look badass as fuck. I love this pair. Really love this pair. This is my favourite pair of the giveaway ones I've knitted so far, and I have got some scales to knit myself a similar pair, so it's not going to be that heart-wrenching, but still, kinda. So anyway, bit obsessed. So anyway, yes, how this is going to work. If you have been around for a very long time around here, you will recall that actually I did do a glove giveaway many years ago, and that was for a custom pair. So I said, we're going to do this completely randomly. We're going to do a random number generator, just post a random number between 1 and whatever. And so it was randomized, and it was completely like fair. And I contacted the person and asked her what colours she wanted, what her sizing was, and got all the stuff, made them and sent them off to her. And that was really cool, and I wanted to do more of them, albeit not super frequently, because the materials for these are freaking expensive, which is the reason why I have never sold them directly, because every time I post these on Instagram, people are like, dude, seriously, can I buy a pair? Can I buy a pair? And it's like, you might think you want to buy a pair, but actually the cost of materials, if you look on Etsy at dragon scale gloves of the same kind of quality as mine, you're looking at, wait for it, $110 to $140 per pair, which is completely fair given the cost of materials being about $50 or so a pair, possibly more in England. Since the scales come from America, you get customs fees for $50 or more a pair in materials, then you've got time on top of that. It's a fair price, but I still don't really see that most people who think they want a pair of these actually want to lay out like $140 for a pair of gloves. So yes, they're expensive, so I couldn't do giveaways super frequently. And then the channel grew, and then it became kind of like, I don't know how to do giveaways now, because I would still want to do it in a fair way. I would still want to do my random number generator, but if there are like, I don't know how many thousand comments, how do I do this? So that was the thing I was stuck on for a while, and eventually I came up with an idea which I feel will benefit all of us. Because this idea, if you want to enter these giveaways, you are going to have to get off your arse for about 5 seconds. And there are 2 ways in which you can get off your arse and win these gloves, but I feel this will thin the herd a little bit from the people who are like, I'd quite like a pair, like I'd like a pair enough to just put in a number in the comments. Like, that takes 5 seconds, everyone's going to do it. But if you actually have to get off your arse and do something, only the people who really, really want the gloves are going to do it, and it's going to be less people. I can do it in a randomized fair way, and that's going to be cool. So the 2 ways, one of which you can enter by post, and I will give you the details of what to do further on in this video, because there are going to be certain stipulations for your entry if you do it by post. There are things I want. This has to be interesting for me too, therefore there are things I want. Not things, not items, just things I require from within your brain. So, so way number 2 that you can enter, and this is the way I would really prefer, and that will require you actually not getting off your arse, just doing a couple of clicks, and that is, I am going to start a Patreon, and I think Patreon is a wonderful thing. However, I feel the way to make this fair is to make it a pittance. Basically a pittance. I'm not asking for vast sums of money. I don't want to do that. So what I am asking is, would you like to buy me a really cheap drink every month for $2? $2 a month will get you into every future glove giveaway, and there are going to be 2 glove giveaways within a month over Halloween. After that, it's going to be about every 6 weeks. Sometimes a bit sooner, depending how much I'm knitting, because my brain is like exploding with ideas right now, so I'm going to be knitting a lot. So it may end up being quite frequent, but every 6 weeks at the longest. So $2 a month, 1 cheap drink, 1 cheap drink, and you are in the club. There will also be other benefits. Once there's a few of you, I will probably start releasing videos a day early to you guys, so that hopefully I can get back to a bit more of the kind of close interactive commenting that it used to be, whereas now, like, the people I remember talking to all the time back in the day are kind of snowed under, and I don't see them so much, and it would be cool to not feel so much like I was just bellowing into the void, which is kind of how it is at the moment. Whereas I feel like if I can release it a day early to you guys and check the comments there and kind of have a chat with people, it's going to feel more like an actual close interaction with you guys. So yes, $2 a month, that gets you in, because I do think Patreon is a gorgeous thing. I think it is wonderful that someone has come up with a way for creative people who are a bit not very good at doing sensible things with their life, and do have things to give, do have things that they're capable of doing, but that, like, 2 decades ago or even a decade ago wouldn't have been a livelihood, like YouTube, would not have been. And one of the reasons I want to do this is the changes on YouTube. That I didn't start a Patreon years back when it launched and when everyone jumped on board Patreon. I didn't because I'm very British and middle class, and I've talked about this before, but basically British people, we don't like to talk about money. We don't like to ask for money. We're quite proud. We find it an uncomfortable subject, particularly if you're middle class. And so I never really felt cool with just being like, so I'm going to give you basically what you're getting anyway, but now I'm going to ask you for money for it, which I think is a fine thing to do. I'm not dissing on the people who do that. Like, I think genuinely it's your livelihood. You have things to give, do it. But I wanted more of a concrete thing to give you before I was comfortable doing it. But yes, the changes with YouTube, like 4 years ago, the money I was getting, it was like, okay, I can see a point in the future pretty soon where I'm going to be completely financially independent. I can move out, I can do things with my life like an adult. That's all this stuff that's been left behind because of eating disorders and mental health issues and physical health issues and being 34 and still not really having launched my life. That was on its way to an end with YouTube 4 years ago, and then the adpocalypse happened and everything gets demonetized, and most of the things that I actually care about talking about like gender stuff, like drug stuff, like mental health stuff, like basically anything that matters. Anything that matters gets demonetized now. And despite the fact I have about, I don't know, like 4 times the stats I did 4 years ago, I earn a quarter of the amount I used to earn, and it's not feasible anymore. I've kind of reached this dead end where it's like I'm never gonna have, sorry, this is kind of turning into a whine, but I wanted to explain the whole thing. It's reached this dead end where it's like, even you're never getting out of this house, mate. You're going to be stuck here forever. And my parents are getting old, and they're getting quite hard to live with, to put it frankly. I mean, they're cool by the standards of most people's parents, like, but dude, the senility I'm dealing with on a daily basis is getting a touch frustrating. So I felt like, look, it is time to just suck it up, stop being so British, stop being so middle class, and try this thing and say, will you buy me a cheap drink every month? If you do, I will give you some gloves. Because the other thing I'm going to be doing with this, I am, like say, my brain is exploding with ideas for gloves and things at the moment. So I am going to be knitting like a fiend. It's the cold season. I love to knit like a fiend. So this whole thing is like going to be so fun for me too, I hope. But because I have so many ideas, I am probably also going to make some extra gloves to sell directly on Etsy. So some of them will be the dragon scale gloves with the crazy prices. Some of them, hopefully, the ideas I have do not involve any or many dragon scale gloves or bits of metal or anything expensive. So those will be more kind of low priced. So I will be probably selling the occasional pair of gloves on Etsy, in which case, if you are a Patreon person, I will tell you guys about those first, so you will have the best chance of getting the sales gloves too, so you will double your luck on getting a pair of gloves. I mean, I feel like, honestly, generally speaking, when you say Patreon, like, I don't think most people bother. So honestly, if you bother at all, you have a pretty good chance of getting the gloves. So what else do I want to say? Oh, yes. One of the things I want to do with this Patreon, not only is it just like, let me have a fucking life, please. Can I have a life and get out of this house, please? It's not just that. I have some video ideas that are that are a bit too ambitious right now for my current wallet, since they would involve roping in certain friends, etc., to do certain things, and I don't feel it's fair for me to ask these people to do certain things for free. So video ideas that are more ambitious. This is one plan with Patreon funds, should they actually come to me. Should you actually be nice enough to do this and cool enough? I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. This is all very strange and new. But the other thing I want to do is I want to have a go at creating some t-shirts. Before you groan in horror, right, when it comes to YouTuber merch, right, I don't want it to have anything relating to me on it. I do not want my face on a t-shirt. I don't want my name on a t-shirt, because I can't think why in God's left armpit anybody on earth would want a t-shirt that's about a YouTuber. I don't get it. I don't get it, right? But so it's not going to be this narcissistic, egotistic fart of a creation. Oh, my t-shirts. No, I just want to create t-shirts that I personally would like to wear, because you know I'm a bit snarky about a lot of the gothic t-shirt designs out there these days. You know, the really just angsty phrases like "no fun ever," "I'll wear a different colour when there's something darker than black," you know. And sorry, I'm sure a few of you own those t-shirts. If you like them, I'm not dissing it, but personally, I just feel I'm a bit old for t-shirts that sound so, you know. So I feel like, is it time to step up and put my ideas where my gob is, and just stop ragging on things and try and actually create something better? So yes, if there are funds, I will funnel some into t-shirt designs. And again, if you are a patron, I will tell you about the t-shirts first, because they will be in small batches, certainly to begin with, so you guys will get first grab of them. So anyway, having finished this vast waffle about what I am doing and why I'm doing it, but yes, you can also apply for the glove giveaways by post. Because what I will be doing with each glove giveaway, if you are a patron, there will be a video that only you guys can see, on which you will be able to leave your random number. So that, and I will explain, let me think about this right now. What are the numbers going to be? We will go numbers between 1 and 2,500. Okay, 1 and 2,500. I will explain this again in the video that only you guys will be able to see. So that will be how you are entering. If you are entering by post, oh hi, future me just popping in here to say the reason for the postal entry option is that thanks to the huge James Charles scandal recently, I now know from various drama channels that there is such a thing as an illegal lottery. And if I was to do this giveaway just with paid entry options on Patreon, it would be an illegal lottery. So there has to be a free way to enter. Now obviously mail is not free, but that money does not go to me, it goes to the postal service, therefore it counts and makes this undertaking wholly legal. So anyway, having explained that, back to the video. Bye bye. Whoosh. My new PO box is in the drop down box. I have had to change it and get a new one, so if you have the old address, scrap that, it doesn't exist anymore. So there's a new one, the new one works. So if you want to enter by post, PO box below, and I will need, again, your number, something between 1 and 2,500. Seriously, listen carefully, because last giveaway I gave people the numbers and some people were like, 10,500! I'm like, can you hear? So 1, 2,500. But also, if you are entering by post, I'm going to need some way to contact you, obviously. I'm going to need some sort of internet thing, be it an email address, an Instagram account, something whereby I can get you. Also your postal address for the gloves. But also what I want. If you are entering by post, like say, I want this to be interesting for me. I don't just want a mailbag full of numbers. I want a limerick. You don't have to personally write it. You may scour the internet for it, but I want a limerick, ideally a rude one. Also, I want a picture of a dog. You may take this picture of your dog. You may find a dog on the internet. You may draw a dog. I don't care, so long as there is a dog and a limerick. Because then I feel like it's going to be entertaining for me, and also it makes it more difficult for you, encouraging you to just go, fuck it, I can't be arsed, let's just do Patreon. These are my evil schemes. So, okay, so these gloves are going to be in a few weeks' time. The gloves that are going to be right now are going to be my little Halloweeners. There's a Halloween pair, and I really dig these two. It's the first time I've done stripes with dragon scales, which was an interesting thing, because it's garter stitch, and that doesn't stripe well unless you do certain things with it. So that was an interesting idea, and I think there will be more striped ones. I may make the stripes on those plain rather than zigzags, but I kind of wanted something that makes you think of the mouth of a jack-o'-lantern, kind of zigzaggy. And so the Halloween pair, which also has a little pumpkin and a candy corn up top, and a little other pumpkin and a spider. So it's a very Halloween pair, This is the ones that are going on right now. So I am going to leave entries open for 2 weeks. So the date and time of the picking of the winner will be, going to write it on the screen because I don't know exactly when I'm going to upload this. I'm not very organised, right? So so this is when it will be picked. It has to be that long, obviously, to allow for the postal entries to get to me. So 2 weeks' time, the glove winner will be picked, and within about 24 hours of picking that, I will tell whoever has won, probably make an announcement on Instagram or whatever, just saying who's won, so that if you didn't win, you also know you didn't win. So yes, so that's what's going to happen, because I wanted these guys to get to whoever wins them by October, ideally. So mid-September now, so 2 weeks' time, gloves get to you. You should have them round about the beginning of October. So you get them for all of October. That is the plan. So these guys are glove number 1. But if you enter the Patreon thing, you will only be actually charged your £2, your cheap drink, on the 1st of October. So basically you are paying $2 for entry to 2 giveaways, because these guys that I love so very, very, very much, I will be doing those at the beginning of October. So again, it will be 2 weeks, so that the winner will be picked mid-October and you will get these gloves round about just before Halloween. That's the plan. So these guys, whoever wins them will have them beginning of October. These guys you will have round about Halloween. And then after that, I have, wait for it, there will be these guys, these purple to black ones, which remind me of, they were kind of inspired by a South African friend, Declan, who posted a picture that I think his mum had taken of this South African bird. I'll have to see if I can find that picture, but it was this amazing goth bird, right? It was black, but with this amethyst shimmer on it. It was an amazing bird. And I kind of wanted to create something that sort of was similar, that sort of looks like it's just got this sort of purpley shine on it, but is maybe black, maybe purple. And black and purple is generally the colour combo that gets requested the most when people ask me if I'll make them a pair of gloves. It's usually like, can you do me a black and purple pair? So here is a black and purple pair, which, oh, I really dig these guys too. I really, really, really do. I actually own a black and purple pair, but I did them slightly differently and not as well. So I might take them to pieces to re-knit them like this, because I like these very much too. So these guys, I guess then will be November. I'm not very good at counting weeks, but roundabout, yeah, the end of November will be these guys, if it's about 6 weeks. So these guys, whoever gets them, will get them early December, and then onwards into the unknown. Boo! Future me again. I'm just popping in to say another thing that's going to be going on with the giveaways on Patreon is that if you are a patron, I will find a way to make polls and things so that you guys can tell me what designs you would actually like to see on the gloves, so that you have some say over what gets knitted in future. Also, I will probably, once things get going, do some giveaways of literally a custom pair. So it's like whoever wins, they get to say exactly what they want, like as in the colours and patternings of the scales, the colours and patternings of the yarn, the sizing. I mean, the sizing on these, they're pretty stretchy. They fit small people, they fit big people, it's all fine. But if you have particularly large hands or particularly small hands or whatever, that might be good for you. And if you just have a real interesting colour combination in mind that you haven't seen me doing, you will get to choose absolutely everything about what it is. So that will be a future giveaway option, but I wanted to have pre-knitted gloves just to get things going, because obviously it does take a while to get the scales, to knit the things, to post them out to you. It will be about a month turnaround time on a custom order, so I didn't want to leave people waiting when it's like a brand new thing and it's like, you know, are you dicking us around? Is this really happening? So pre-knitted gloves for now, but eventually that will get going. The other thing I have to say is that if you are a patron, the giveaway system will be a video that only you guys will see every time there is a giveaway for you to put your randomized number on. So you will enter each thing manually with your randomized number on a video, so that you're not stuck with your number. If you feel that begin to feel that your number is accursed, you will have a new number every giveaway. So that's how it will work for patrons. If you are a mail entry person, however, you will have to mail your thing every time a giveaway is announced. I'll announce it on Instagram, so stalk me on Instagram and you will know, but you will have to remail a new thing with a new limerick and a new dog every time you want to enter a thing. That is how it will be for the postal people. Also, you do have to bear in mind post times. If you are posting from outside the UK, it takes about a week to get to me. Then my shipments of mail come over once a week. So as I say, I will leave it 2 weeks between the announcement and the picking, so you will have some time to kind of get your shit in order. But obviously there may be entries that miss the deadline, in which case I will enter that entry automatically into the next giveaway, but it does mean you will miss the pair of gloves that you're actually after. So there's that. There are those things to explain. Anyway, shutting up now and going back to the video and to past me and all the things that I was actually saying. Right, bye, whoosh! Yeah, come on a Hobbity adventure with me, and if you do, it will mean the world, seriously. Yes, and it's exciting because I do have so many ideas for gloves, and it's kind of like my rantings about shoe hauls, you know, expensive shoe hauls. It's like, you've only got 2 feet. How can you wear £10,000 worth of boots? You've only got 2 feet. Much the same is it with me and knitting gloves. You only have 2 hands. You can only wear 1 pair of gloves at a time. But I have so many ideas, and I love knitting gloves, and I own an absurd amount, so this will allow me to knit like crazy and knit all the strange little ideas that I have for dragon scale gloves and gothy gloves and kind of other things as well that I'm not going to give away. I have many ideas, and it's going to let me use them and hopefully knit my way to freedom. That's the plan. So I hope you want to join me on this crusade, and I guess there's not much else to say really. So good luck, happy Halloween, and gloves for all. I guess I'm going to go away now. But yes, all the details are below. The Patreon link is below. My address for postal votes is below. All the info is repeated below. So, you could have skipped through this video, but I kept you around because I'm an arsehole. Anyway, happy Halloween. Good luck. And hopefully I will see you on Patreon. And you might get some kind of waffly podcast type things, because they seem to have an audio post function, and you do know how much I love fucking about with voiceovers, and things tend to get particularly silly when you can't see me and I'm only speaking into a microphone. It's a very weird experience. Nobody can see me, but they can hear me. I'm going to put a lot of silly voices. So yeah, and also it means I can waffle about things when I'm not wearing makeup, and it's like I don't want to make a video because I look like a potato and no one wants to stare at a potato for half an hour. So I have a lot of video ideas when I'm not wearing makeup, and that just means that I sit here and I talk out loud to myself, get my ideas in a line, and so maybe I'll just record some of those and give them to you on Patreon, because there's an audio post function, so I can bother you with my podcasty wafflings. So there will be many things going on Patreon, and so come join me. I'm shutting up now for real. Happy very early Halloween. But it's never too early, is it really? It's never too early. So anyway, going away now. Good luck. Bye.